And now, folks, for the moment you've all been waiting for. The number one listened to episode of the Spun Today podcast in the entire year of 2021 was episode 177. This was titled Conor McGregor and Joe Rogan in Goats Doing Goat Shit, UFC 260, and Zack Snyder's Justice League. In this episode, I had yet another segment of the Goats Doing Goat Shit that I mentioned earlier, where I featured Conor McGregor as well as Joe Rogan. Conor McGregor was for his sale of his shares of Proper 12 whiskey. Joe Rogan I featured for his now iconic, infamous, famous, viral, I don't know what term to use for it, but situation where he stood up to Carlos Mencia for being a joke thief and did so at his own detriment. He did so standing up for his friends and fellow comics that were getting jokes stolen from them, but were like too scared to say anything because Carlos Mencia was such a like big star at the time. And to his detriment, because he ultimately wound up getting like kicked out of the Comedy Store, lost his management, which was the same management as Carlos Mencia's, and he wasn't the Joe Rogan that he is now, back then. But he did it based on what was right, based on integrity, based on the love of the art form. And that's why I featured him, and that's what I broke down in this segment of Goats Doing Goat Shit. I also spoke about UFC 260, which was the Miocic and Ngannou fight back on Saturday, March 27th. And lastly, I broke down and recapped Zack Snyder's Justice League, which was so much better than the first Justice League. And I told you guys about like all the drama and shit within that, and why there were two of the same movies, essentially, just like different cuts of it. So definitely check that out. And that, folks, were the top 5 most listened to episodes of 2021 of the Spun Today podcast. Thank you very much, each and every one of you, for listening, for rocking out with me, and supporting the show. I really, really appreciate it.